What's up, guys? Have you ever wondered how something is made or how someone could digitally create the plans on how to manufacture it? Well, mechanical engineering is basically the heart of all that. In fact, it's one of the oldest and most well known engineering branches, and a lot of the new ones are, in fact, based off of it. I'm a current student studying the major, and even though I've just entered the industry, I have a lot of inside knowledge already. So, my major is mechanical engineering. I'm about roughly 2 years into it, a little less than halfway, taking a little longer than the others, but that's because I'm working while going to school. I think it's better for experience and it'll look a lot better on my resume when I go to actually graduate and can get that position. What I plan to do with it, I really want to go into something in the automotive or airplane industry, airplane or planes, airliners, whatever you want to call them. I've just always been interested in stuff like that, and they're one of the biggest industries that's probably not going to go there anytime soon. So, a big influence on me getting into it was, or just choosing it as a major, was my parents. Both my mom and my dad are engineers. My mom is a electrical engineer, and my dad is a material science engineer. Some brief history on mechanical engineering can be traced back to about 1872. It was originally offered as a separate course study within the College of Mechanic Arts, and it originally is based off the College of Agriculture. The first bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering was awarded in 1878 to Charles S. Bushwell. During the early years, there were about 27 students, and by 1901, they had their own building. So some early courses that were taught around the topic were railway design, locomotive construction, and locomotive road tests. It's because at that time, trains were a big part of transportation. Not that they aren't today, but not so much in the West anymore, really just kind of in Europe. America, we like to use cars. Some of the first books can be traced back to machine design, education, and research, including dynamical systems as well as thermodynamics. They sound like big words, but they're kind of self-explanatory. Some topics include automobiles, planes, buildings, and even biomedical prosthetic legs. Some common challenges in my major are alternative clean energy sources, manufacturing, structural design of buildings, material composition, and heat transfer. Some organizations and websites associated with the major are ASME, or the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, or ANSI, the American National Standards Institute. They're largely responsible for all the standard increments of measuring that you see anywhere today. Any wrench you pick up, any part or bolt you mess with, they all are a dedicated standard, especially in the U.S. market, that is heavily regulated. So books and journals about the major, they can be often closely related to a lot of textbooks used in college and the major. Ironic. I mean, it sounds kind of self-explanatory. This includes print reading and sketching, mechanical design, physics, thermodynamics, calculus, and CAD, aka computer animated design. Some industry examples can be range of any kind of book, from an instruction book on how to assemble an engine, a maintenance guide, programming for specific languages, measurement conversions, as well as industry standards, or even something as a history of a specific model of a car and what's different in the different generations and years. So in conclusion, that pretty much summed up the general concepts behind mechanical engineering. It's not really something you can talk about for a brief minute and cover, barely even scratch the surface. You could go on for days, if not weeks, about anything and everything. The entire industry is so diverse and ever changing that it would take literally forever for me to explain everything to you. This is just kind of a basic outline of what it entails and stuff like that, and what you can expect to see with getting this degree. The options are really wide in range as to what you can do with it. You could be a design engineer, a research engineer, as well as testing and calibrating current technologies or improving upon current models and stuff like that. It's an industry that's going to be here for a while. It's not going anywhere. It's good pay, good money, and it's ever growing, and there's more of a need now for engineers than there ever really has been. So yeah, guys, that was a brief introduction to mechanical engineering.